remember what I just said to you. And they've asked for the passports. So obviously they're a bit shocked what's going on here. The officers have opened up the suitcases and then pulled out the probe, picked up a pair of shoes and obviously swabbed it. And it's come back positive for what? You know what? I don't need to say it on here and get banned. Anyway, the girls were taken into custody. They were held at the Cambridge police station in St James, Montego Bay.
No, it's too late now. A ball rolling.
Hey, welcome back. Motivation Nation, this is your host, Air Gordon, back for another one. And for everybody who does not know me, what we do on this channel is we react to videos that you guys send in. I give my opinion and we keep the conversation going down in the comments. So if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment, jump in the community. There will be a Discord and Al Gordon has some other stuff that's coming. So just stay tuned. But with no further ado, let's jump into this content. Let's see what's going on so we can give our opinion.
I don't usually do videos, but this is a very serious topic.
All right.
This is my daughter, Soraya. She's now 22 years old. She went on holiday for a week with her friend to Jamaica back in October 2024. So this is the girls. This is Genevieve, Soraya's friend. They've been friends for about 8 years. She asked Soraya if she wanted to go to Jamaica for a week because her boyfriend was out there. I tried to encourage her not to go, you know, because she'd never been on holiday by herself. But she was turning 21, so there's only so much she's going to listen to her mum about. So on the 13th of October, they went to Jamaica. I tried to encourage Soraya to get her own accommodation because she didn't know these boys from nowhere. This was Genevieve's boyfriend of 2 years. She'd been dating this boy, supposedly from Milton Keynes, for 2 years. She was told his name was Tony. Now again, I told my daughter to get her own accommodation, but she wouldn't listen. This is supposed to be Tony. But his name's not Tony. His name is Uriah Gordon. And this is his Jamaican cousin, LeJean, we think. So again, this is Uriah Gordon, or should we say Tony, as the girls knew him as. Now Jenny was seeing this boy for 2 years. Imagine, 2 years. So Uriah paid for Jenny's ticket because obviously she thought it was a boyfriend. And I paid for Soraya's ticket because she was turning 21.
Okay, I gotta pause. She said she's been seeing him for 2 years, but they're just now finding out that his name wasn't Tony. It was Uriah. So was she seeing him in person? Or were they just talking for 2 years? So I'm playing armchair detective here. We're trying to listen at the story and make sure we're following with the facts. But anyway, that's one thing I picked up on. So let's let her continue.
This is where it all began. They went to Jamaica, 13th of October. The boys picked them up from the airport and took them to St Mary, where they had this prestigious Airbnb. I'm talking jacuzzi, swimming pool, everything. I'm still trying to tell my daughter, get your own Airbnb. She's like, Mum, it's fine. And obviously because, you know, the artist TJ, he was doing a music video next door, you know, the guy that does Drift. So she's not going to listen to her mum, is she? But I still tried to encourage it, but she did her own thing. So, obviously the next day they're settling in. The boys have taken them everywhere. Duns River, YS Falls, everywhere. Rafting, you know, where you get the rub down and everything. They did everything, took them everywhere. Fancy meals, everything you can think of. But they had an agenda. So let's fast forward to the last day. Bearing in mind they went for 1 week. Before my daughter went to Jamaica, I spoke to her clearly and I told her, do not be carrying nothing from Jamaica. Don't even think about it. Anyway, Jenny's boyfriend, you know, 2 years. He's saying to her, oh, will you bring these trainers back for my cousin? So Soraya said no, but they pulled on her heartstrings. So obviously she agreed in the end. So Jenny had 5 pairs and Soraya had 3 pairs. So this is where the nightmare began. The boys dropped the girls to the airport. They've gone into the airport. They've not gone from no security, no sniffer dogs. All they've done is gone into the TUI line. So they got pulled out of the line after not being through no security.
Okay, first and foremost, let's stop there. Okay, you went on a vacation. These guys have wined and dined you, and now they're asking you to take something back in your luggage, and you don't find that somewhat suspicious. So they knew what that was that they were taking back, and pulling on the heartstrings is probably mean it made them feel guilty for spending all that money on them for that week, but that shouldn't be her concern. So one of the things that you have to be is you have to be strong and you have to be a leader, and you can't be a follower because you can't, because being a follower will allow you to allow someone else to put you in a position that could potentially be irreversible. Why couldn't these dudes take whatever this is themselves? Why are they trying to use you as a mule, as a scapegoat, and they just go scot free? I can already see that this is about to go very, very badly for this young lady, all because of 1 week of fun. They spent the money on you for 1 week. So now your life is about to be permanently altered. Was that 1 week worth it? Well, let's see where she's going with this.
Dogs, remember what I just said to you. And they've asked for the passports. So obviously they're a bit shocked what's going on here. The officers have opened up the suitcases and then pulled out the probe, picked up a pair of shoes and obviously swabbed it. And it's come back positive for what? You know what? I don't need to say it on here and get banned. Anyway, the girls were taken into custody. They were held at the Cambridge police station in St James, Montego Bay. Then at about 11:30 that night, I got a phone call from the British Embassy. I thought I was going to die. Anyway, I flew out there about 4 days later, and it took me 19 days to get my daughter out of jail. She was in jail for 19 days. The conditions of the jail were horrendous, as you can imagine. Concrete floor, full of women in the same predicament. While they were in jail, I provided food, water, pads, anything that I was allowed to send in. On the 8th of November, Terea was released. So I bailed her out. The only reason she got...
And see, this is why it doesn't pay to do crimes, especially in countries that is not your native country, because the expectation of the way that a prison is set up in the country that you're in does not translate into the way that the prison is set up in the country that you're visiting, especially if you're going to a poorer country than where you currently live. And these are the things you have to think about before you become a mule for someone else. And 19 days, that doesn't necessarily seem like that long of a time before you've been able to get her bailed out. But let's see where she's going with this.
Out was because my father is Jamaican. So now the girls are on bail. The first court hearing was, I think it was the 18th of December. In total, these girls went to court 11 times. This is how long this was prolonged. It was just a long, unnecessary experience. Sometimes my daughter's lawyer didn't turn up, many times. Sometimes Jenny's lawyer didn't turn up. Jenny didn't turn up one time. So it was just long. So the girls have been in Jamaica for a total of 16 months. Bearing in mind they had the serious hurricane. While my daughter's obviously been out there, she's met a boy. She's been there for 16 months. Sometimes there's no electric, no current, maybe nothing to do. She met a boy and she got pregnant. So obviously this is...
So wait a minute. Whoa. Your daughter is a beacon of horrible decisions. So she's out on bail for committing a crime as a mule for a guy that she just met. Her friend's boyfriend of 2 years and his cousin. You're now become a mule for them. You were in jail for 19 days. You've been stuck in this country for 16 months. And so you're saying that because there was nothing to do and there was not much electricity, she now, ding, 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 I'm pregnant with a baby. That's just adding more and more bad decisions and being irresponsible. So it's not looking like the young lady has learned her lesson, if you ask me, because if you're out on bail, the last thing that you should be concerning yourself with is anything else that has to do with things that would keep you in that country any longer. Okay? Especially if you're saying you don't have electricity and there's nothing to do. Find something else to do. Getting pregnant is not something that you want to do under these circumstances. But let's let her continue. This is wild.
Right timing at all. It's not the right time to be having a baby. Not in these conditions.
No.
And not in... There's a serious court case going on, but So fast forward, October 2025. My daughter's in slow labour. In the hospital, but the hospital is about to be destroyed by this serious hurricane. So she's sent back in the slow labour. So she said she's survived the hurricane, the eye of the storm. She's got the footage and everything. Then 3 days later, she gives birth to her baby, beautiful baby, in a taxi. No pain relief, no nothing. So, beautiful, healthy baby girl. My daughter's healthy. Everything's fine. They've had to go back to Black River, that the worst place hit with a hurricane. We're one of them. No electricity, no water. There's still no electricity to this day. So let's fast forward now. January 2026. I'm feeling a bit positive. They've gone into court. They got found guilty. As a family, we're absolutely devastated.
I mean, I don't know what other outcome you guys thought was going to come of this. They found the stuff on her. They swabbed it and it was exactly what they thought it was. Yeah, she was found guilty. Now the question is, how much time is she going to get? I mean, I'm not surprised by that verdict. I mean, and it doesn't seem like she was out necessarily doing anything all that positive. You haven't said anything. The only thing that's come about her being there is getting a baby. And I'm glad that she had a healthy baby and she's healthy after having to have the baby in a car, in a cab, or whatever the case is. But she had the stuff on her. She was caught. That's the literal definition of being caught red-handed.
You can't imagine how I feel as a mother. And these girls was not represented properly at all. We've got so much evidence that was not presented in court. I mean, where's the proceeds of crime? Where's the phone records? Where's the bank statements? And also, someone used my daughter's phone while she was in custody and rang a British number. So to me, that sounds like they were the scapegoats while the real shipment went through. Corruption at its finest. So the next court.
No. I can't let you do that, ma'am. I can't let you do that. Your daughter made a bad decision. She was caught red-handed with the stuff. This is not a setup. It's not as if somebody planted this on her. It's not as if she was pulled out of line and it was something else and they made the substance into being that. No, ma'am. She made a conscious decision to do this without knowing these people fully and understanding who she was dealing with. And you're right. Those could have been the two ducks that they wanted to get caught so the real shipment could go through. But she signed up to be a duck. And this is what happens with ducks, right? Duck, duck, goose. This is what happens when you sign up to be a duck. All right? No, I can't let you say that. No. Corruption? Nah, she got caught.
It's early March for sentencing. We've been advised that these...
You ever heard of the game Duck Hunt?
...are looking a minimum of 6 years. A minimum of 6 years for something they've not done. 6 years. So obviously I want to provide a barrister from this...
Ma'am, they just upped the charges. She did do it. She was caught red-handed. Now, they probably wanted her to turn on the people that gave her the stuff so that they could bring them in, whatever the laws are in Jamaica, but she decided not to turn, so they hit her with the maximum amount of charges and blamed her for everything. And they do have the right to do that. So again, these are decisions that your daughter has made. As unfortunate as they are, as sad as they are, she's only in this position because she put herself there based on the decisions that she made. All right. So I can't let you take the blame and throw it somewhere else. And this is where personal accountability has to kick in. And it has to kick in with parents. You can't enable your children to do bad and then justify their behavior, because then it doesn't change. And this is very evident with this young lady's decisions. She has gotten out on bail and decided to get pregnant. She's making bad decisions, and I can see it stemming from the things that you're saying in this video. Okay? And I understand you want to be supportive. She made a bad decision, but let's not sit here and talk about corruption as if it's somebody else's fault. You should be saying, my daughter made a bad decision. I fought as hard as I could, and we're going to just try to get her the least amount of time as possible. All of the corruption and all that. No, she signed up to be a duck.
To take over to Jamaica, because we need to appeal with all the evidence that we've got. So the girls were not represented properly in court. They did not get a fair trial. There was no jury. So I've got a barrister at this side that has looked at the evidence and she can see and she's ready to come over and do...
All I hear is it's somebody else's fault. Did your daughter get caught with the stuff red-handed or not? All I'm hearing is we're passing the blame to someone other than your daughter. So when you put yourself in that position, you are now subjecting yourself to whatever rules they're going to play by. And they may not always be fair or right, but you didn't have to put yourself there. You weren't set up and this wasn't planted on you. She made a conscious decision. But anyway, I'm gonna stop interrupting.
Appeal. This is clearly some kind of setup, and it's clearly something that happens often with young girls. As a mother, I want to get this out there to show women that you've got to really talk to your daughters. I'm talking seriously, not just on a small level, on a deep level, because this sounds like some new romance scam. I cannot sit back and watch my daughter go to jail for something she's not done. This has been the hardest 16 months of my life already. And bearing in mind, now she's got a baby. The barrister has to come over to clear my daughter's name, clear both the girls' names. This is a setup. So we're doing this fundraiser because we need to obviously provide legal assistance in Jamaica because...
Ding, 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 ding. Now we're getting to the meat and the potatoes. It's a setup because you need money. Again, you weren't properly prepared for everything that it was going to take to get you out of this bad decision. So now everything was a setup. Ma'am, you said out of your own mouth, they found, I'm not going to say what they found because I don't want to get banned or kicked off. You know what they found. So there's nowhere that you said that they didn't find what they said they found. You're now blaming everyone else that was involved other than your daughter. And I understand you did say she shouldn't have done this and she shouldn't have done that. You're right, but she did it, and we have to continue to put the light on. She's only here because of what she did. And now you need the internet to step in and help you. Okay, got it. Just making sure I'm following along. Now you need everybody on the World Wide Web to chip in. Okay. All right, got it. Okay.
We can't rely on the lawyers that these girls have had. They've taken the money and not done a good job. And now they're looking 6 years.
So now they took your money and didn't do a good job. So now you want them to take our money out here on the internet. Let them take our money, and hopefully you can find somebody that does a better job. At this point, are you guys even qualified to find the right type of attorney? If you couldn't find it with your money, how are you going to find it with the internet's money? I don't know, man.
Happen. I cannot sit back and watch this happen. My middle daughter has not seen her sister in 16 months. I can't. It's been so much heartache, so much pain. I refuse to allow this to happen. I'm not going to allow this to happen. I'm going to fight. I cannot sit back and allow my daughter to go to jail for something she's not done. My heart can't take it. The pain that I've been through. I can't explain it, guys. But what I need you to do is, I need this to go viral. I need to share. You need to share. We need to get it to media. I just need your help. Like, comment, repost, boost, everything we can do to get traction on this. We need people to see this because this can't happen to another girl. There's other girls reaching out to me in my DMs that are saying the same thing happened to them. They didn't go through no security. The same thing. We have to stop this from happening to our daughters. We have to stop these boys from taking advantage of our daughters. And to these horrible little boys that are grooming these girls, destroying families, I'm telling you now, you think there's no God? He's coming for you. Hi.
So again, we're blaming everybody but the girls. It's a conspiracy. She's been groomed. The girl's 21 years old. Sorry. She's 21. She's old enough to make the right decisions. No, it's your fault, ma'am, because you have... I ain't even going to say it's your fault because the kid has free will, so I can't even put it on you. I don't know what you taught the girl. So let me retract that statement. I don't know. But it's not anybody else's fault because she fell victim to what she wanted to do. And in a lot of cases, a lot of younger people, males and females, they think they know everything and you can't tell them anything. And even as a parent, you can't tell them anything. And so some people have to learn things the hard way and they have to learn through experience. And that's unfortunate. Usually, smart kids, they're going to listen at the advice of those that are older and that have been there so that they don't have to go through these pitfalls. And then you have another group of kids who don't care what you're talking about. They're going to do it anyway. And then once they get burned in that kitchen, then they become professional victims and blame everyone else. And that seems to be the scenario that's going on here. And now you want the internet to step in and save you. And that's just not going to happen. That's not going to happen. because people have their own things to deal with and they have their own lives to tend to. And because your daughter made a conscious decision to go out here and be a mule and didn't understand what she signed herself up for, or did understand and didn't care about the risk or the consequences, she now has to face and deal with said risk and said consequences. So yes, you're going to probably get a lot of media attention, but it's not going to be for the reasons that you think they are. And then I did get sort of an update on this case, and you could take this with a grain of salt. I don't know how true it is, but they're saying, you know what? I'm not, go look it up. I don't want to put out misinformation. So I don't want to give information that I can't confirm whether it's true or false, but just go do your own independent research on this. I can only react to what she said here. And so based on that, that's my opinion on what was said. I will not go into things that's considered gossip. And I'm not going to get into gossip because I still am a armchair detective, and I have my armchair detective, armchair lawyer. I have my armchair lawyer license, and so I definitely don't want to get caught up spreading rumors and gossip. So you guys go do your own independent research, and you make your own intelligent decision based on that. But anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to hit that subscription button. Thinking caps are on sale. Link is pinned to the description. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out.